So, all the success to all of you, for real.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it. You too, though.
Next question. How did it feel to step off the plane in the UK?
Unreal. Um, Big 007 fan. So as a child, I've always wanted to be. Didn't matter where, somewhere in the UK, London, somewhere. Um, I went through a lot of wow. Am I here? Am I here? And when you walk off the plane, they kind of have like uh, Big Ben, or when you start learning what it is, Elizabeth Tower, and they started having the River Thames and the Ferris wheel, and they have the British flag, and you start being like, I'm in the fucking UK, but it kind of seems American still, except for when you go through, get up the airport, you walk through a whole section of nothing but liquor and cologne.
Hmm.
You're gonna smell good and get fucked up. That's pretty much what they. But it's not until you start hearing people talk and seeing license plates and signage where you're like, I'm in a whole different country.
Yeah,
This is really not the United States. This is wild.
not
And
in
then being
Kansas.
like, we're going to a farm to pick up fresh meat. What do you mean you don't have grocery stores like that? Like, no, we go to farms and get our eggs and our meat. So I felt like walking
I mean,
in Fable when we got there. Fucking kitty cat came up beside me. The X button told me to press it so I can pet the cat. Fucking roosters and shit. I'm like, bro, what in the Lord of the Rings is going on? It was
you say that the feeling of that. I got a deer about 100 yards from me.
right now.
That way, yeah.
That's dope.
IRL.
See, so yeah, it felt like a childhood dream coming true finally. Because it may sound goofy to some people, but in my head I was like, I'm where 007 does his cool shit at. I'm where MI6 is. Fuck yeah! Like,
You're right.
so yeah, it was life changing, honestly.
That's really awesome. Um, what is a moment that you'll never forget about sharing time and a meal with Liv and Victus?
This goes back to people putting up those veils for other people, like, oh, they're a celebrity. It literally was like hanging with the bros. Um,
Yes,
we
I
really,
just what was your favorite moment? Like what was like the when you're sitting there and you're like not even like just wow, here I am with these people, but like the most I guess the most genuine moment that you can think of that like it just really felt really solidified the the vibes, like the knowing, the understanding.
I think it would be going from a having a deep conversation with Victus about independent music and the importance of what reactors are doing, and then literally transitioning into a Instagram and YouTube clip for Liv promoting her music. Like, that moment was just so surreal, from going from someone being like, as much as you respect and look at us, the feeling is mutual. Now, hey, come be in my promo video, because that's how genuine this is. We're just friends vibing, and that moment made me realize it was bigger. It was bigger than just reactions. Um, yeah, that I think that moment will forever. Also, within that moment, I got to smoke a blunt rolled by Victus. Victus does not smoke, by the way. He does not smoke. He used to,
Yeah.
but he doesn't anymore. So he was like, "Can I roll your blunt?" And I'm like, "I will fucking be honored." Like, fuck
There
yes.
are millions of renegades, myself included, that are very, very. I like to. I like to say I'm green in the most supportive way. Like, I am so envious, but I'm so proud of you. I'm like so happy for you that you got to do that shit. Like, but like, man, I wish like I could. And I think that like,
I know what you mean.
yeah, it's just a really neat experience, and how cool of it to be able to happen, and I
I'll
think
find it for you.
that reaction, and I think it's a pretty normal reaction, you know. Um, but like so fucking proud of you. Like, yeah, see, look at that shit. Just fantastic. It's community building, it's friendship building, it's growing like knowledge in yourself and of people. Like it's just the whole thing is just absolutely like top notch, top tier behavior.
Yeah. We didn't
Um,
even really record anything during that because me, Ray, and Archie, even though we could have recorded stuff for Patreon only, the main thing we wanted to do is give them a break. You know, they walk around Brighton all the time and probably is always Victus, live, picture, picture. I, we wanted to just, that was our way of saying thank you for what you do as an artist, and let's
I
just have a chill, eat and talk. I made my mom and dad's and grandmother's potato salad from Mississippi because Deb never had it. So she's like, potato salad with pickles and eggs and what? I was like, you gotta eat it. So that was like the party of the show. Everybody was like, what is this? What is this? And I'm like, potato salad.
glorious mash.
This is glorious. But yeah, that was yeah.
How did it feel to stand in places that Ren has stood? Ding ding ding, hot button name. Ding ding ding, I have it.
Man, you never really know unless you're like big into ghost hunting and stuff. You know what residual energy would feel like.
Oh yeah,
Obviously,
spirit.
I haven't. Yeah, I'm very spiritual, but I haven't been nowhere where it's like heavy residual energy. Obviously, so you never understand when you say you feel a different energy when you go somewhere until you experience it. It felt surreal and unreal because you go from still being a fan to now you're a fan and envisioning that video in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, this is how this happened. This is the like we were out to like 5 o'clock in the morning looking at photos with Jenny and Screech in the alleyway, matching up the exact photos so we can stand in that spot. Like I'm to a T looking at every detail. Like it's this door. It's this door. Like this is you feel the change. You feel where the difference was made, and it's really electric. After we got done recording our videos, we would just stand there and kind of just all three of us just talk as fans, like legit, like renegades. We'll sit here and be like, "Bro, you remember this shot?" And when he was telling the story, this is and yada yada. Well, it was during this time, and there's a bike right here at this pole. It's not a bike no more. They put a dumpster right here. Like it was just, it was crazy. We still have more spots to go, so now we kind of made a pact of part two because
Hell
we
yeah.
still got more spots to go.
That was my very first hand at editing. I have a reel on my channel of like I spliced a couple of your videos together, like you and like I tried to line up the song perfectly, so like it was like a shot of like
Yeah.
Archie and then Ray and then you and then Archie and then like yeah like it like but it was in I like it took forever, but I was really proud of it. I had to post it. I was like, that's just so cool. Like, because like when I saw all of
So
them
you did
separate,
that by yourself?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, I did that by myself. CapCut.
okay. That's what Ray told me. Ray told me CapCut. I was never really an editor, so when I did those reels, he told me CapCut, and I just went crazy. Even to the point where he was like, "How you do that?" And I was like, "I'm just messing with shit, bro."
Yeah, I did it that way because I was like, man, because like as soon as I saw all of them, I was like, what if they were spliced together?
Yeah,
That would.
that was dope.
So I had to like, I was like, I know they don't have time to do it, and I honestly, I just know that they're not gonna care.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, "That's fucking lit."
um, okay, so what was your favorite landmark or site?
I think seeing the Brighton Beach stage where the big push and them have done performances. Um, yeah, that would probably be the best one. Yeah, just that whole area and being like, hey, I know this.
How did it feel to stand in um, Braxton Academy with all of the renegades?
That was crazy. Um,
Talk about energy, right?
it was just the energy was just wild. Just we ended up missing the meetup because Americans trying to figure out a train system. So that's the only explanation I have for that. Trying to figure out how to get on a train and shit. But standing in line and then walking past people and they're like, "Hey, Uncle Ray! Oh my gosh, Wolf, Archie!" But then getting in and so many people saying those comments that you read, it just I want to say it just reinforces your purpose because you really starting to feel like I'm making a difference. I never felt like a celebrity. I just felt like a person who really made a difference in their lives. And the renegades over there, their energy is crazy. Again, shout out to the random renegade who has my signature tatted on her leg somewhere.
That's crazy. That's
That's
but the community, man. It all comes back to community. Like, it's something that the whole world is really, really lacking in when it comes to like people talk about like coming together and like fixing the world and all of this stuff. And I think community is one of those things that's really gonna like we're falling so far out of it in so many ways that having these meetups and doing this stuff like you and Ray and Archie did, going to the UK, it creates more connection, it creates more community, it creates more unity, it creates real, true energy that is good not like fabricated energy that we see every single day as viewers and as creators on our platforms of choice and stuff, like it
Yeah.
it so
It was.
yeah.
It was. They made sure we never had an empty hand. I'll tell you that much too. We would just go to pubs just to relax and just go to a pub. And almost every pub we went to was at least probably maybe 3 or 4 renegades in there. You know, we're just going like, hey, this is a pub open. We'll walk in. They're like, and we're just like, yeah. Like the first pub we went to the first night when we got in, we turned that whole pub upside down. Like over there, a lot of people are iffy about Americans. So
I can understand why we get a bad rap.
yeah, and we let's just say me, Ray, and Archie, me, Ray, and Archie. Yeah, me, Ray, and Archie. We did a good job. We had one person literally tell us, I thought Americans was obnoxious and rude and mean, and you guys are so fun. Like when we left to go get some food and change clothes, they all like in unison was like, "Oh," and mind you, this wasn't Renegades at this time. This was just like a random pub, which ended up being the pub that Liv performed at. But anyway, the the DJ he was like, "Oh," people said, "Oh," we were like, "Well, we'll be back. We'll be back." We left. We changed. We came back. When we came back to the pub, they're like, "Ah!" And then it was like, "The Americans are back. The Americans are back," and we're like, "Hey."
One thing I do miss about going to the bar and stuff, I don't do it anymore, but when I did go, like it's it's a nice time, Sometimes it can be a nice time to unwind, have a good time, and just laugh. And as long as everybody has willpower and controls themselves, then party
Yeah,
on.
and I ain't gonna lie, you feel a bit safer knowing that you're somewhere where guns are outlawed.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying that nobody can have one. People can sneak anything in, but the culture shock was how much respect too over there. Like, is you could tell going to the pub and drinking is a community driven thing to them. Like, it just was fun. It was like, amazing.
people always say that the UK is really dry. The stereotype is they're very like, like,
Dry, boring, bland food.
and it's just not true. They show their affection in different ways,
Hmm.
and I
They're
think
very affectionate.
I absolutely adore like the British culture, and like I've always been fascinated. And like I actually have a friend over there. He was in the video for Dead Wax.
Really?
Yeah. When Victus is at the bar, behind him there's a guy that has his hair is like half shaven, really long. Um,
I wonder if we met.
I don't know. I don't know if he went to the show or not. But yeah, he was there at Deadwax. He was one of the actors, or the people that
Yeah,
were like,
that's cool.
yeah. I thought that was really cool because I've known him for like 15 years now. We've
Oh
been
damn.
like uh, Xbox, shout out Xbox.
Shut up, Xbox. Oh shit.
Like we've known each other a long time and stuff. So it was like one of those things. I had posted a Ren video on my Facebook, and
Yeah.
he commented. He was like, "I really love that guy. Blah blah blah. I got to be in Dead Wax," and I was like, "What? No way!" And he sent me the timestamp and everything, and I was like, "No shit, that's you. That is you." And he does like alternative modeling and stuff. So like, shout out to Truman. Like, yeah, it was really really cool. Like, it's funny how because he said that Ren was a really nice guy. Like, and it's funny how 6 degrees of separation life can be sometimes. Like, one of the things, like, one of the people's brains that I want to pick. I think
Yeah,
we all, you know.
yeah. That's that. I think that's a brain anybody wants to pick.
Mhm. But I have questions. I have specific I have questions, and the
Man,
list
just
is
sit down. That's a bowl of peanuts.
sit down for a little, hang out and have a chit chat.
Yeah.
But what so standing in there and being in that energy and just like taking it all in and having all these people surround you and sing these songs with you and like all of this energy building, what would you say was your favorite song of the show? What gave you that whole body like
Xbox marijuana. We all we
why
all rocked out.
I can understand like because it because it's a good song, like obviously, but like I would have expected you guys to like it would have been one of the more serious ones, you know?
I mean, I could say it's all right, but the reason why I say Xbox marijuana is because I got a chance. I got some footage from my meta classes um, of Xbox marijuana going on, and I happened to look around, and in our section, we had got when we got there, we stayed in the back because the way we looked at it is, yeah, we're real fans, but we want everybody else who's like all the way up there. So we kind of stood in the back, but all the renegades found us, so we had a whole section of just me, Archie, Ray, King Prime. Shout out to Aaron, who was Vincent. He was there, but it was like 15 of the renegades. And in the video, I look around while Xbox marijuana is going, and we all got pints in our hands. We're jumping, not spilling pints, smiling, happy. Xbox marijuana, looking at each other, singing. I say that moment because you see that happiness. You see
The
that
joy.
rising tide and that joy that really connects us all. Like it was just I wasn't Locked Wolf. It wasn't Vibe Reacts. It wasn't Drink the Kool Aid. It was just Renegades. Because we all could be honest. For some people, me, I started off as a renegade who then was like, oh, he's a part of a band. And then, of course,
But they're all
the
equal.
adjacent love. But it's you can see my reactions. I stopped slowly being like ran in the big push to just the big push because I started to listen to Romaine. I call him Lettuce because Romaine. So I'd be like, look at Lettuce, get it. Romaine. You start looking at Goran. You start looking at oh shit, Glenn and Rand. You start loving them individually to where I, as a fan, I'm like, oh, Romaine and Gravity, they don't get along. He's gonna be shirtless and on the ground within 5 minutes. It's all of them but Glenn are gonna be shirtless in about 5 minutes. Glenn is the only one who keeps his shirt on.
That's their tribute to Archie.
Yeah, yeah, like abs on abs. Archie's here, y'all. Take your shirts off. But no, that it was that moment. It's all right. I say it's all right for the fellowship part. The fellowship, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the bond. But the pure joy that they bring, I feel like Xbox marijuana was just everybody for a second. We were just escaping and happy.
Okay. Um so that kind of answers the favorite moment of the trip, I feel. Um
Favorite moment of the trip?
would that be considered your favorite moment of the trip, or do you have a separate event? Because
I
that
have
is
a
a
separate
question.
event. Yeah, I have a separate event.
Formally, then, do you have a top moment from the trip?
Um, yeah, it was actually when we were taking a break from doing the Ren tour. We all uh, sat in the B&B, rested, and I brought my PS5 because as a gamer, everywhere I travel, I bring my game system. You know, just in case. Most people are like, "You're out doing stuff." If I'm out doing stuff and I never touch it, cool. The off chance I have downtime, I refuse to be bored. I refuse. Out of 600, 800, 700 games on my PlayStation, we chose golf.
It's relaxing, I guess.
And Ray made Tiger Woods Dominican, and instead of Tiger Woods is Tiger Woods, and I feel like that moment is when we all went from colleagues to brothers. Because then it was 10 days around two of the dudes, so we had time to learn each other, learn our 80.
And the time, whether great or small, can impact somebody's life.
Yeah, I think that moment was the best.
1 minute, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you've known somebody, whether it's been a short amount of time or long. You can impact people. Like, you have a couple of classes, you got your supernovas, where like they come in and they make a big impact in your life and then they're just gone. Then you have people who stick around and like they become a part of your soul family. They just mesh, they integrate into your lives in a way that just
Yeah,
feels natural. And
those two are a part of my soul family for sure.
I can see that, like, watching you guys when you did your first collab stream together, like, because you guys are so excited to be able to hang out with each other, and like, there's just good, fun, like, light, you know, and I think that everyone needs that a little bit more in their lives, and being able to, as a part of the community, be able to see that, and more than just a part of the community, to say, like, as your friend, as Archie's friend, as Ray's friend, like, watching you guys have a good time and like enjoy your jobs is very inspiring. Like, if it were not for who you guys are, I wouldn't have asked you to do this interview. Like, I would have never even considered taking the time to do it.
Right.
So, like, the moment, like, I could, man, I just knew the moment that I saw the three of you on the screen together. I said, those gentle fellows, the three best friends that anybody could have. Like,
Oh, we took
yes,
care of each other. We
yeah.
definitely took care of each other. It
I'm glad.
was
Yes, I have been calling you guys that for like a month and a half now. When I collectively talk about you guys in chat rooms and stuff, I call you the gentle fellows.
we the gentle fellows.
The three gentle fellows. I honestly, because of impatient, like, watching you guys bond over impatient and like the collaborative aspect of all of it and everything, like, it just, yeah.
It's very hard finding genuine good people in this field, and before meeting Ray, before meeting Archie, I was really alone. It was just my community, and
Yeah,
it gets kind of
you guys, it balances out. You make the community makes you.
it
You
gets
know,
kind of suffocating when it's just you and you don't have like a fellow comrade or somebody going through the trenches with you to talk to. So meeting them is that was a blessing, and taking a trip with them was even more of a blessing.
What would you say was the lowest or most stressful moment of the trip?
When that boo ho ho told me and Ray to shut the fuck up to my face.
Oh gosh. Okay, maybe that was a bad question to ask.
No, it wasn't. I ain't really mad about it. I just it is what it is. That moment was just wild to me because even in that moment, I was thinking everybody in front of us is screaming their fucking heads off, screaming their fucking heads off,
But
and you
also,
gotta look at me and tell me to shut the fuck up. Why?
even bigger than that is like at the audacity of the type of artist of concert that you're at.
You might want to go to an opera if you want somebody to be quiet because this is not.
This is not this is not the place for
And most
that.
people, they saw that clip and some people understand. Some people look at it as, oh, Wolf was starting shit, blah blah blah. What people don't know is probably 5 minutes before I called that, dude was dancing, singing with me. Everybody in our group dancing, smiling. It was his date, girlfriend, whoever she is, that he brought because she told him to stop. It's embarrassing. Hold me. And you know how guys get. Then when a guy gets told that, we close down. We're like, yeah, what's up? Okay, you want me to be cool? I won't be. So he went from being like, woo, you can tell he genuinely loved the big push until she said that. Then it turned into, shut the fuck up. And I just felt disrespected because you were doing that to show out.
I'm so glad I wasn't there because I would have looked her dead in her face and I would have said I would check your social conditioning if I were you.
She made homie just turn to a stone wall. He was fun. I'm the type of person where if I see you having fun and you're close to me, we're all vibing. Woo! So it caught me off guard because I'm thinking somebody else getting told shut the fuck up. And then I look at him and he look at me like, yeah, you. And I'm like,
Weren't we just like woo girling over here together?
I'm like, watch your mouth. But yeah, it wasn't even the lowest point. It was or stressful. It was probably the most unnecessary part of the trip. Yeah.
What is the one thing that you didn't get to do that you would really like to do the next time you go back?
I have to go to Bath and I have to do the Bridgerton tour. I have to stand and be in those places next. And I didn't get a chance to really take good pictures of Big Ben or Elizabeth Tower, so to speak. We rode on a bridge that was like adjacent, so I got a few pictures. But I wanted to actually we actually wanted to have we originally planned a date in London, and to do that, and it kind of was like a day in London or keep doing the Ren tour, and we were like Ren tour. So next time I go back, I want to go see Bridgerton locations because Bath is like 3 hours away from where we were.
Yeah.
So I want to do that and then see obviously the main landmarks, Elizabeth Tower. I want to take a picture of the palace, take a picture next to the horse, not get bit by one, not one of those tourists where the sign says "Stay away, stand here." I'm gonna stand there and take my picture and then move on. I'm not gonna be a viral clip of. It's always the Americans. Not gonna catch me.
See, man, that ain't happening.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so did you learn anything on this trip that impacted you?
I learned. This might sound funny. I learned about myself more on a cosmic scale. visiting a place like that, and a lot of people from Brighton will say Brighton changes you, and I for the worse. I think it's so much independent artists and energy flowing through Brighton. It does spiritually affect you in a good way if you let it. If you're in tune in that same space, so to speak, already listening to Ren, listening to Liv, Victus, and them, you're kind of in tune to that energy. So Brighton brought out the most creative side of me I've ever seen, to the point where I told myself I gotta keep that energy going here. It can't only be a UK thing. Like it it just on a whole different frequency. It opened up my third eye. It made me realize me quantum jumping worked, because I really 100% feel like going to the UK was a part of quantum leaping, and that's a different story in its own. But it some people can go over there and be like, I just went to the UK.
It's the after part. It's the fact that you want to keep it going means you're trying to pull that energy into your everyday life and you're trying to manifest that kind of feeling every day. And that's where it becomes a, like, it could be either, it's funny, I don't mean it like this, but it could be a good trip or a bad trip. And if you don't take the lessons you're learning and apply them, if you don't take that feeling that you're seeing and being surrounded by and try and bring that into your everyday life, you're going to be listless when you get back. You're going to want that, you're going to crave it, but you're not doing the work to achieve it in your everyday, day to day. You have to,
Yep.
you know.
I felt like my soul. I don't want to say this in a corny way, but as a nerd, this is the only way I can explain it. I felt like when I got to Brighton, I was reuniting with a piece of my Horcrux, but not in a sense of I, in a villain way, left a piece of myself there. I felt like residual energy wise, I was already there. I kind of felt like I collected another piece of myself.
And that's very real. It is very, very real. See, that's a whole nother talk, man. That's the my tagline on my banner on YouTube is like exploring the magic of music in the mind. And words are spells, bro. Like,
Words are definitely spells.
like, so the music that you listen to affects who you are and how you act and how you think. Because when I first heard NF, like originally, I was like, I don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. Like, it's really deep. Like, and it wasn't until I needed it did it find me again. And it was actually, I think it was Leave Me Alone, because
Ah,
I was struggling with my feelings of my OCD and stuff, and because females work differently when it comes to OCD. We don't we can get the physical symptoms, like, and the repetitive actions, but a lot of it's ruminating.
yeah.
And
Panic
when
stricken.
that part in there when he says the thing about the rumination, it just hit me like a ton of bricks and I started crying. And that was my aha moment when I was like, okay, I need to really be listening to what I'm listening to so that I can better know who I am, you know?
What you feed your mind, you are feeding your body.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, I mean, I've been doing this for a really long time, and that was one thing that, like, I feel like it was always missing in my own practice, like, and it was music. And now when I practice, when I do my incantations, when I pick music that is like words are spells, man. What better than to put it into a beat? Like Ren has that song that he did with Trick the Fox, the
Mm-hmm.
Four Elements. When I first heard that, this is a few months ago, I've been using that to open my circles and start my rituals and stuff because it is a perfect it's perfect. It's perfectly laid out to call all the elements. Like there's
Yeah.
something about people, their minds and how they work, like the intricacies and like he whether he meant to or not, whether it was, just a fun little thing for him to try and make or, creativity, whatever, everything is connected.
Yeah.
And when you look at it from a spiritual and magical perspective, it's a perfect way to call open something, and what better way to do it than with someone who leads his life with realistic positivity and humility, understanding and genuine need for connection
Yeah.
that creates even more connection.
That man is extraordinary.
He is, and I think it's just absolutely wonderful that you guys got to go and have a piece of that and like really experience and like take what you're learning from this other individual and putting it into practice in your life and like focusing on your power and going and doing these things that are scary and big but still doing them and learning something about yourselves, growing from it, experiencing it, evolving who you are as people and who you want to be as creators and providers and men and you know and I think that is just absolutely admirable and amazing to be able to achieve those things for yourselves.
Thank you.
All right, so my final question is, what is next for LoccdWolf and the Wolf's Den?
Man, I've been asking myself that a lot since I got back. Um, I think the next thing I could say that's next for Locked Wolf in the Wolves Den is staying true, staying true, and bringing that creativity from the UK here. I want to start. A lot of people know I'm funny, but they don't know I have a very comedic, goofy side. And when it still comes to this content, I get imposter syndrome a lot. I form a lot of ideas that I don't do because I feel like, ew, I'm not gonna look good doing it. I'm not gonna do it good, or I'm not gonna be funny. And I can tell you, I guess the next big thing is just showing that goofy side and showing more of my personal side than just music. Um, Not saying music is a bad way to do it at all, but just I want to show the wolves then different angles of me. I'm starting to open up more. So with that, I want them to know me more. I don't want to just be a social media channel or a YouTube channel that just all you see is music reels, music reels, music reels. I want you to see stuff about me, and that's why I'm doing, Lots Wolf Eats and different things. 'Cause I do things outside of just music. I want people to. So I think the next big thing is just evolving, seeing what the community, what the wolves in, what I already love, and seeing how we can make it better.
Well, on that,
That's
like, if we're talking about things that are upcoming for you, The next big thing that's coming up for you is the showcase, right?
Yes. She won't say it, but I will. Deb's concocted it.
Before you guys do it or not, I'm not sure, but there is going to be this showcase, and yes, Deb of Chain Reactions UK she's a saint and she is a goddess, and
She
she
is.
I have had some personal conversations with her myself, and she's got some big plans for herself, and I want nothing but the best for her.
Hmm.
She's that girl's got it going, man, and this one step in the right direction. This
She's the reason why I have
you're
to now go to Orlando so I can go see Prof
prof. Yeah. When
and
will you get
potentially I think meet Prof because yeah,
That's amazing.
that's crazy.
I hope that that is everything that it deserves to be, and I hope you guys have a
Oh,
really
I
good
can't wait to
time.
meet him.
You know,
I can't wait.
like
But yeah, it was Deb's idea, and we kind of just brought it into fruition and cleaned up the details. But we decided both to come together and call it Locked Wolf's Chain Reaction Indie Showcase. Um, Respectfully, she's the first sponsor, so it's awesome. Um, and that's just being over there. Me and her got the chance to talk more, obviously, outside of YouTube, and realize how much we really love music. And she knew Uncle Ray before me, so she knows how much Uncle Ray loves independent music. I felt like that was the moment for her to understand how much I support and love independent music. And we just want to have a showcase where, like she mentioned, there's a lot of producers who have a lot of beats that are trying to find singers and rappers to be on it. There's a lot of rappers and singers looking for beats, graphic artists, and we kind of got into this the other day about um, with the AI, which is why when it came to graphic artists, meaning like people who can make cover art or album art, I said no AI. I support AI, but when you're taking away from there's people who have went to school for this and taught themselves how to make cover art. Put it like this: I can make my own cover art if I wanted to use AI. That's not what this is about. I want independent artists who have that manpower, that knowledge, that will, that love, that drive to make album
yeah,
and cover art. I want them to showcase it because I want that producer to be like, hey, I like your art style, or that rapper, even the filmmaker. So the whole showcase is just for the independent scene to actually feel like they have a place to spotlight themselves. Because unless you can get radio play or the power of YouTube, there's a lot of independent artists out there that's not getting heard of. And if I can do my due diligence of, and it's free. It's free, by the way, y'all. You guys can sign. You guys can submit now. It's June 28th, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time. Nero.fan/LoccdWolf Reacts. That's NERO.fan. Anybody can submit for free. It's an independent showcase for that reason. It's for free. Um, you get three chances to submit your work. Yep. So we just want, those are the things I've always wanted to do and never knew how to do it. So meeting people like Deb who have the same dream, and if I can have this piece of the puzzle, and I meet someone, they're like, "Hey, I got the other piece," and we're like, "Oh fuck, hey!" That's literally like what it is with Deb. She's my sister, she's my friend, she's my PA. But talking to her, we realized like, you have a piece of the puzzle. I have a piece of the puzzle. Huh.
like said, a piece of my puzzle is missing.
Sorry, but yeah, what was I? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. That is forever my sister. And when she came in with the idea, I just said yes. Now let's do it. So
Yeah.
we don't want this to be a one-time thing. We want this to be a ongoing. You know, I we have sponsorship packages, and I haven't been mentioning it because I don't want people to feel like, oh, I gotta be a sponsor. But it's we want it big to where you know how you go to festivals and it'd be like sponsored by Red Bull, Geico. We want to get it to that big. That's why I mentioned she's the first sponsor. We wanted to get to sponsored by, you know, the thing is not even someone like sponsored by Samsung,
Maybe ADHD.
ADHD, shit, your local pizza shop, Ron's Pizza Shop, you're sponsored by Ron's Pizza Shop, and you're like,
Sponsored by
hey,
you never know.
anybody who wants to sponsor. So we want this to start to become bigger than what it is. As far as we want to provide that same space that we provide individually as a reaction channel, but for the independent scene.
You have what you call an artist in chat, and you allow artists to come in and play two of their songs for free on the donut lives. Like you, you always have a space there. There's no limit to how many people you have on your artist in chat. Some days you have like a full docket of just artists in chats. You get like a day, you know.
And I'm just
Um,
vibing because I'm loving it all.
yeah, and the community vibes with it too. We just chill out and listen to the music and talk about it. You know, hey, I like
Because
that.
there's
It could,
thousands of reaction channels,
you
and
know,
money goes into recording. Money goes into if they're there yet in their career. Money goes to studio time. So you may not have $5. You go to 10 reaction channels, you might not have $5 or $10 every channel. So I look at it as I want to help try to save them money so they can reinvest that money into themselves and their craft. So showcase your work.
and
And
when it comes to the watcher, the viewer, like the person, like if out there, if you have a local band that you support at like on the floor, like on like IRL, then you should always try to, you know, these reaction channels are perfect places for you to find them more audience. You
mm-hmm.
know, me, I'm a ride or die when it comes to my friend's band. Every time they drop something, which by the way, I got something new for you too.
You
But
know me, I'm ready.
um, so we, we if you're gonna talk the talk, you must walk the walk. And every day that you show up for work, for your job, for your reactions, for your happiness, for everything, you are 100% yourself and you give them 100% of how you feel, you know, and I think that is wonderful. I think that it's good for them to get constructive criticism. You're never, I think that there's a way to talk to people without having to be any kind of way about it. And you're always very, very good about articulating yourself in a way that's constructive and not so much heavy on the criticism.
Right. 'Cause I don't. You already are dealing with people who are nervous to speak. That's why, like how you said, you were a lurker before you commented. That's why I always shut out my lurkers because a lot of people
Hell, I was
lurk.
nervous to submit Hollow Wake. I was so like, I was like, man, it's a local band. They're small. You know, it's my friend. Like, is that weird? You know, there was a million questions in my head. And it's like, no, it's not about me. It's about
I
Bobby.
would think you're weird if
It's about
you're his friend and didn't want to submit his music.
right. And that's kind of like trust me, there was a whole cycle of questions that led back to just that. No, that I've known him for so long that like. it would be stupid of me not to take this opportunity to once in a while throw a $10 here or there. And
And it made me more intrigued when you was like, "It's my friend's band." I'm like, "Oh, so now I'm more intrigued because as a friend, you mean something to me. So if they mean something to you, it means something to me. That's just how I operate. I don't know if that's normal or not nowadays, but
hashtag community standards.
hashtag community standards.
If you know,
What's that? Hashtag community standards. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I can't help you.
so yeah, I think that's just great. I think that the showcase is going to be a lot of fun. I think that I really, really hope that you get a lot of entries. And even if you don't, maybe you'll get some the day of. Just vibe with it. And I hope it really goes well. It could be the start of something really big for you.
I'm just, you know, I just want to do my due diligence. That's all. I try to. I won't say make sure. I just half the time I'm just going with the flow. That's just how I am. I do have a structure, but I know me. If I'm too structured, I get chaotic.
Yeah.
So I let the chaos flow, in a sense. So yeah, it bounces out.
Definitely.
If you ask me what's my next move, I don't know until I do it. And do you like? Why did you tell me? And I'm like, I just did it.
So, as your mod, like, just strip everything else away. Your mod, like, gotta let us know, man. If we don't know, we don't know. We can't help. Like,
Yeah, it's my fault.
talk about community. Like, lean on your community. We are here to help you. That's why I said months ago to you when we were talking, like, we're like the knights of your round table. We're here to help you.
My inner
And
circle.
think that that should be like a very big thing for if you're going to help somebody who's trying to make this a life thing for themselves, a living, a passion, and you don't have that same passion for the thing or being a good like helper or friend or just worker or whatever you want to call it. I feel like it's kind of wasted. And all of your mods are very supportive of you independently, and they all love you for
I
like
love you guys.
just different reasons and facets of who you are. And I think that that goes to show a lot. It's a reflection of you as much as it is a reflection of us. We kind of, just try to be as respectful as we can, but if there's a problem, we're not going to stand for it. And
No, you're not.
if we see something with you, we come to you and we say, hey, boss man, questions. Everything good? Do you need help with something? Do
Yeah,
you a need that needs to be met that, like, as far as the list or this or that or whatever, you know, that's what we're here for.
that's that. Yeah, I love my mods. Shout out to the mod squad. Squad.
And honestly, it's crazy because I've seen a lot of us baby creators in this sphere come from being a mod. Kat Kat is she's a big creator on her own now, but she's a mod for Cliff Beats. This is where she
Mm-hmm.
started.
Yeah,
And Elsie is doing her thing,
I'm happy
and
to see it. I love seeing stuff like that.
got all these people that are just coming out. Abigail, like so many people that have just come out of their shells. Chow's fantastic. God, I
I love
love that
Chow.
one. It's
Love
so
Chow.
around like
If you need a travel agent, y'all hit up Chow.
hell yeah, it is. She's a beast with her job. She hooked. Mr. Archie up with the good stuff. Like, looked out for her people, and that's what it's all about. Community, taking care of yourself, taking care of each other,
Yeah.
being there, helping. You know, it's it's what really creates a real sense of peace. You know, um, a utopia on Earth, as it were.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't, oh well.
But yeah, like, so I I really appreciate your time for this and taking time out. I know it took us a little bit to get here, but I really appreciate that you did it for me, and I hope that this answers some questions that the Renegades might have that maybe they're not getting answers for because y'all just the three best friends that anybody have. And uh, I had two thoughts on this. I wanted to pre-record it, but I also had a thought of like promoting it and doing it live. And maybe the next time we do something like this, maybe I'll do it live so I can get some community Q&A afterwards. But
Hey,
this
I'm
is all
down.
for me, and we're just going with the flow and doing it the best we can, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Yep.
Um, so I really, really appreciate it, Wolf.
Thank
That
you. Thank you for even wanting to interview me. I love it.
I think it's a great idea because, like I said, people have questions and they don't always get answers, you know? So, like, if I can, next time I'll be smarter and I'll promote it a little bit more and I'll get some community questions right off the bat. And that way, like, I can get some of those because everybody
Burning user 7334 wants to know
everybody has their own like
what's your
interests.
favorite pasta sauce.
Yeah, just you never know. Or and that's why I asked you the questions that I did because I dipped my toes into the water. I we could go very existential. We can go down very deep rabbit holes when it comes to having like intellectual conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that the people are ready for that yet. We
Oh,
have some.
those intellectual conversations.
I think we have some more time before we can really like get there. Not because I don't have faith that our communities and stuff are going to be able to handle it, but it's also it just
That's gonna rumble.
get to know somebody before you start asking the hard hitting questions. You know, we
Yeah.
dabbled a little bit tonight in some of the things, but I think that eventually that would be kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm
Like
down.
you know, yeah, it might have to be a Rumble thing or a host website because I would definitely want it to be unfiltered and raw and it be like a kind of like a morning show, you know, type of vibe where I have you guys on there and we all sit there and we just chit chat about music and the this and the that like of
Music and the puppeteers behind it.
what they're doing, you know, things like that, you know, speculation on future projects, you know,
Yeah.
just a round table discussion that like we can really I think that's my brain envisions when I say I want a seat at the table. Like I want to have like not literally because we're all in very different places, but like a digital table where we all sit here and we chit chat and we debate and we talk about today's topics in music, the
Yeah.
news of the day, you know, things like that in the independent scene, in the mainstream scene, you know, because the more people talk about things, the harder it is to let it go.
Yep. I
You
agree.
know, and I think that the, especially in the topic of the UK and the artists that you went to see and everything, I see a lot of speculation on what the belief system is in these artists that we listen to. And oh, they wouldn't this and they would that. And honestly, we don't know.
Yeah, we
We
don't know
don't know.
shit.
We don't know anything. We can speculate all we want, and that's fine. It's a good, healthy debate's a good, healthy debate, but you have to learn when to stop and when to breathe and when to acknowledge and understand and comprehend things and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, so I think that would be really fun. I think that would be
Yeah.
something could
Whenever the
be.
time comes, I'm down.
Um, is there anything else that you would like to say? Anything else that you want to promote or anything before we hop off for the interview?
No, no. I think we hit everything.
All right, awesome, fantastic. Well, I am so glad I got to do this. I am working on my next interview now, so y'all just be on the lookout for that because I'm still working on my list of questions for that one because I am not a copy and paste kind of girl. I want to know
Ooh.
that I want to know specifically your questions will not be their questions. Their questions will not be the next person's questions. The best I can because I think that people want to genuinely know people, and the only way to get to know people is to ask the right questions. If you don't ask the right questions, you'll never get the right answer. So,
Hey, actual factual, y'all.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so hopefully we'll get this out in a timely fashion. And yeah, I really appreciate you, and I hope that, like, you know, the fans and the Renegades communities get something out of this, and it brings everybody together just a little bit more.
A little bit closer. But thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go make some red beans and rice now, or finish making it.
Sounds like a good plan. You have a
Gotta go put the
wonderful.
smoked turkey leg in there.
Ooh, hell yeah. All right.
If you need me, just hit me up, V.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all see how she treat me, y'all? I can't talk bad about myself, but I've been trying to get her to stop treating me like like a factory owner. She be like, "Yes, boss man. What you need, boss man?" Look, that's how you know I couldn't be in slit. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
It's not. It's
If the
not.
tables would turn, I couldn't have been one. Cause I'd have been like, "Don't fucking call me boss man."
You because in some way, shape, or form, it's got to be kind of irritating, and I like to push her buttons.
I
Can't
love
hide
the
it.
herd chef. The herd chef I love though. It remind me of my Chipotle days.
Herd chef. Okay, so herd chef is something that like is for serious stuff.
Yeah, I
Like
kind of got that. I was like, that's her serious shit.
I don't know why, but that's just like that's my like you got it. Like,
Because in the
but
kitchen, when someone's like, "I'm a quarter pan low chicken," you telling the chef, "Get on that chicken ASAP because we can't afford to run out." And it's herd chef, herd kitchen, herd.
a better way to say it is the boss man is more of like it's always a question for you. Like, excuse me, boss man, do we need to blah 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 blah? Like that. So
And then
you
I'm
have a
like, "Yeah, we do." And then you're like, "Herd chef." I'm like, "Yeah, we're here cooking up these ideas."
hey man, it's what we do. Creatives, man, we create.
Just create. But you have a good rest of your night.
You as well. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go play God of War and smoke more.
Once more. Decompress. Have a good night.
Bye.